Good morning. So, full disclosure, I was not intending to make a video today, um, but got to work earlier than I was supposed to, but later than I wanted to, because I had some things that I needed to do and not getting to them. So, figured I had an extra 20 minutes before I got to start rolling on everything I'm supposed to be rolling on, and I decided to do a video, and we'll see. See if I do any more this week. I might do Towards the Bull tomorrow, and then the rest of the week maybe just upload a bunch of old videos. I've been meaning to do that. I just haven't gotten around to it. So today I am smoking the Opus X. Focus thing's a pain in the butt. The Opus X Forbidden X 13, and I believe that this size is the Heart of the Bull. Don't quote me on that. Put myself back in focus. So, Heart of the Bull. I don't know if you guys noticed this, but Fuente has this sort of, I don't know. They, this is. They name regular size cigars other things, the Perfection number this, that, whatever, right? So this one is I believe that, I don't remember, it's Heart of the Bull or Keeper of the Flame. I can't keep up. So many names, too many different types of opuses. But anyways, I got these a while back. I like it. First off, it's a beautiful looking cigar. I do like the black and red band. At the bottom, it's got the 13, and it's crisscrossed like an X. It's on a clock. It's pretty cool. It's a good looking cigar. This is one of the few Opus X, and I guess you want to call it special editions, because it's not on the Opus website. There's, very little information on it. I tried, looking, searching. I mean, they don't put a lot out. They're notorious for that. But this is one of the few ones that I've seen somebody else smoking besides me. Like I said, surprisingly, considering the popularity of it, review videos and so on and so forth on the opuses is pretty sparse. Which I kind of get, because I've noticed that a lot of really, I don't even know what the right word to use is, professional cigar smokers, they really don't smoke these. And I refuse to believe it's because they can't get their hands on it, or they can't afford it, because if I can get my hands on it and I can afford it, they sure can. But, part of the allure is sort of, this is kind of like the Rolex of cigars. It's not a bad watch, but it's not the best. It's not what the real aficionados go for. I don't know. I don't personally believe that, honestly, because I think it's a great smoke, and I've had these, alongside others, really high-end, super expensive stuff, and I think these have outperformed pretty much every time. So, I don't know. Well, anyways, for this one, this is one of the few that I've seen a review for, and I believe it was Cigar Obsession did it. And ever since his review, I was dying to try it, because it sounded freaking amazing. How's this shit on the way? It's like half lit, you know? There we go. Well, anyways. So, there's very little out there in terms of what the blend actually is. It's a famous Fuente approach. But, like I said, I've been dying to try it. I'm giving it a little bit of an opportunity. You know, because when you first light it, like I've said 1,000 times, you just get that sort of bitterness, that taste when you superheat the tobacco. So, you know, you gotta let it settle in a little before you can really start to appreciate the flavors. So, I'll give it another couple of puffs and then I'll start to render my opinion. So I will say, this is, by the way, you have the distinct opportunity to see me smoke my first one of these. I've never smoked one of these before. And I have to say, it has a very unique taste. I honestly don't really know how to place it. First of all, this doesn't taste like any of the others. So in comparison to sort of what we've done so far, the other cigars all tasted like the Opus with some sort of minor change. And I like that, right? Because when you find something that you like and you can appreciate it in a couple of different dimensions, right? It's almost like a continuation of a story you love hearing, you know, but the continuation doesn't suck. It's not like a typical sequel. It's like one of those few options where, you know, the sequel comes out better than the original. This is a completely different. I mean, obviously you can see that it's far darker than your typical Opus. I mean, it almost looks like a, you know, Maduro wrapper. So what I do like about it is I'm getting this sort of taste of dried fruit. I've never gotten that in a cigar before. I've heard guys say that they taste it in various different cigars. I've smoked it. I've never picked up on it, but this is probably one of the few where it actually tastes like. Yeah, you really, especially get it on the retro hail. And another one I just picked up, it's like toasted almond, which I like. Toasted almond, dried fruit. It's interesting. It's an interesting smoke. You know, I don't pick up 1 ounce of the typical Opus blend in here, which if you're looking for something different, this will do it. I'm not saying it's bad. Don't misunderstand me. It took me a couple of puffs to sort of settle into it, but I get some like cream, kind of like maybe vanilla. I get toasted almond in this. I get some dried fruit. Toasted almond and the dried fruit you catch a lot on the retro hail. And the sort of like vanilla creamy-ish. Yeah, wow. This is a great smoke. I like this. Yeah, I think once you start to get into it, and I don't bother smoking the whole cigar on camera. Like, I smoke them off. But I hope nobody thinks that I just like fucking take a couple of puffs and bounce. No, I finish them off camera, but you know. First off, what the hell you want to sit here for 25 minutes while I smoke a cigar? I'm not editing these videos. I don't have time for that shit. This is just like I think Rory put it, a vlog with me smoking a cigar. But you know, you get guys that do the whole video. Well, the first third, the second third, and they taste these differences. This has to be my 10,000th cigar. You know, yeah, they have a tendency to mellow a little bit. This is kind of the way that I look at it, right? It slightly mellows down to the second third. For the most part, you're not going to notice it, right? This is my opinion. I'm not saying it's right. This is just what I've always noticed when I smoke a cigar. Then when you get into the last third, it jumps up. It also starts to get very bitter. You got a lot of tar. A lot of times tar builds up over here too. It gets harder to smoke. And I'll get into the last third, but a lot of times I get like right about here. You know, like I don't nub cigars. You know, I have a couple, but that's only because they never got that. You know, once you get about halfway into where the band is, I'm done. Oh, Opus X, Forbidden X13, whatever the hell size this is. It's good smoke if you can get your hands on one. It's definitely unique in terms of flavor from the original Opus. If you're a Fuente fan and Opus fan like myself, this is definitely one to add. Give it a try. I don't think you'll be disappointed, but you know, the beautiful thing about cigars is they're all individual experiences, so try it and let me know. As far as videos go, similar to my first channel, I don't have any kind of end game in mind, and I have work and a whole bunch of other stuff to do. So if I get to another one this week, probably gonna end up being tomorrow. I have let me kind of show you where I'm at real quick. So I'm in my high-end humidor, right? And I don't know if you can see, right? So I have 3 Robusto size Oro Oscuros. I have 2 more Forbidden X13 over here. I have the Forbidden X 2015. This is the Taurus the Bull. So I might smoke that on camera tomorrow. The other ones I'm just gonna smoke through them the next week or so, before I get into the next level, which has some other types of cigars in it, some other opuses, and so if I do that tomorrow, it'll be the Taurus the Bull, and after that, if I upload anything, I might throw my old Cigars for Fitness videos up. We'll see. You know. No real tangible plan, but this is a good cigar. That's the moral of the story. You should try this. I would say of all the opuses, this one and the Gran Aniversario are the 2 that probably go the best with coffee. The other ones are better for a little bit later in the day, but can't do videos later in the day because my boss is here. All right, take care of yourselves. Keep surviving the quarantine.